down to the bottom. We're going to move the About Me page down to the bottom. And then we're going to add a couple things up here at the right sidebar. So right here where it says Add Gadget, we're going to click on Add Gadget. And then we're going to make sure that we add Follow by Email, okay? So that they can subscribe to your blog right from here. I'm going to save that. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add Gadget, and I'm going to look for the Translate button so that anybody reading my blog can translate it to a multitude of different languages that they select from the drop-down tab. So those of you who speak Spanish, if someone was reading your blog, they could actually click on it and they could translate to Spanish. They can translate it to several different languages in there. So we have the Translate, and then we're going to add one more tab, and it's going to be Contact Form. This is where they're going to be able to put their name, their email, and their contact information to contact you. So, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure I put Translate up at the top. I'm going to put the Contact Form at the middle, and Follow by Email underneath that. Okay? So those are all the things that we are going to add. And then I'm going to simply click Save Arrangement. Most of the things that you do in here are always going to finish with that orange box. So it'll be like to post, or it'll be an orange box, save arrangement, to post, save arrangement. So you'll always look for that orange box to finish or complete it. Theme. This is where you're going to customize your blog. So you all don't have to look the same. So maybe you guys have different colors for your branding. You can change that all here. So you're going to simply click on Customize. And then background. So I can remove this image and I can add whatever image I want. This is where I told you this was the one you want to choose so that you guys could have your branding in here. And let's say I don't like the red, I want to do it in the blue. So you're just simply going to change the color that you want in here, okay? And then I'm going to go to Adjust Width. This is one of the most important parts, and you'll want to write this part down. The entire blog needs to be 1300 to be optimized for smart devices. And then we're going to do the sidebar at 300. Make sure you only have a right sidebar. There's going to be an option in a minute, and I'll show you what it looks like. This is the body layout. So we always just want to have the right sidebar, and ideally just one footer is fine. But make sure you don't add these sidebars on both sides because it'll start cluttering up your blog. It'll take over the middle part where you're actually posting content. And if you're putting images, then they have to be really small. It isn't optimized. So we just want to make sure that we have this large space. Everybody good? Okay. Okay. Let me go back. So I'm gonna, and then also down here, when we go to advanced, you guys can change you can change your page text. I can enlarge it. So let's say we want to make sure we have 20, so it's larger and readable. We can do the blog title. We can make it really large. I can change the font. So you guys can really make this your own, playing with it at your leisure, updating the look to whatever you want. Okay? And then I'm going to apply again, orange box, and back to blog. Okay, and then here's where we're going to do posts. See where the posts are? This is where you guys, once you've set all of that up, this is where you start creating posts. Just create new post, and make sure, I mean, a lot of times agents will create new blog. You don't need to create a new blog, you just need to create new post. And this is where you do all your posting. So if you're making those videos, you can add video to your blog. If you have photos of your new listings, your just sold, just listed, coming soon, all of that can be added here. You can also put links to your website, driving the traffic to your website, or driving the traffic to your single property site or your listing video or whatnot. So let's go in and I'll show you how to use this for your best ability, best exposure. Okay, YouTube. All right, I'm gonna go to YouTube and let's get one of Felix. Is that an active listing in Victorville?
Yeah.
It's 13230.
Yeah.
And it's Conley.
Country.
Court.
Victorville.
Okay, so here's the home. And if I go and look at it, he's only got it's 5 views now. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna like it. So if this is your listing, you guys make sure you log into your Gmail and like your own listing videos. And then we can, again, remember we talked about this last week about sharing. But what I'm gonna do, since I've now created Felix's blog, is I'm going to embed this video into his blog. Control C again, and I'm gonna go back to my Blogger account, and then I'm gonna go to HTML code, and I'm gonna Control V. And then I can click on Compose. When I click Compose, that shows me that the video is there and I have done it correctly. I always like to do the alignment as center so it looks proper on my blog when it goes live. And up here for post title, just like our titles on our business Google, Marie, Chino open house. Here I'm just gonna put Victorville. If I can spell. Property, YouTube video, right? Because again, remember the YouTube channel that we were just on is Century 21 Corporate. It's not Felix's, and we want to drive all the traffic back to Felix for his listing. And by having it here, I can go ahead and have them see him on his blog and also increase those number of views that we saw was only 5. The goal would be to get those views into the hundreds and even the thousands, guys. Usually a property video like this, if we hit 500, we're pretty happy. Because most of them, if you go and look at them, they're most of them that you find there are not going to even have, the most on Century 21 will have 0 because we talked about how all the tags and stuff really aren't there for you. Down here, I can go ahead and put visit my real estate site for more properties. And then I'm going to highlight this, right? And then I'm going to create the link. And then Felix is going to tell me your website address.
Felix the Broker.
Felix the Broker. Let's see if it's live. So there's Felix's website.
Right.
So I'm going to highlight this. Control C. I'm going to go back to my Blogger account. I'm going to put in Control V. That's my website URL that I'm going to drive them to so they can look at more properties, right? You can always test the link to make sure you did it right. If it works, then you know you did it correctly. And now I click OK, and I'm driving traffic to Felix's website from his property video. So hopefully he gets more views of his YouTube video, and hopefully he gets more traffic to his real estate website, okay? I could even put down here, Felix Lopez. Felix, what's your DRE number?
01341862.
Okay, and then I can put email me or contact me. I can simply highlight this again. I can go up here and put link in. I can change it to an email address. Give me your email that you want it to go to.
FLX Lopez.
No. Use your PrimeTime.
This is a test right now.
It's going live. It's still going live.
Gmail.
Okay. They can't see it, it just opens up. So there it is, so now we have the traffic to his website, we have all of his information, and then we have the ability for them to contact me from our post, right? Then we talked about with video, search engines they cannot see the images. So we have to tell search engines what is in this video. So this is where your labels become very, very important. Just like you use hashtags on Instagram or Facebook, we want to use those same exact labels that maybe you're trying to use for people to find you, and use those labels here. So I would put Felix Lopez. comma, I'm gonna put broker, comma, I'm gonna put Chino, agent, comma, Montclair, agent, comma, I'm gonna put real estate,
Agents spelled
you're not an agent.
that. No, it doesn't matter.
No, just teasing, no, I said you're not an agent. Real estate, you guys could put realtor in here, I could put Century 21, I can put PrimeTime. Okay, so, and you can add, you're gonna be able to put 200 characters in here, okay? Click done. This is my favorite part about this. I can set the date and time. So if you say, Sarah, I'm gonna do my social media on Monday for 2 hours, you could post all of your stuff for the week in here on Monday and spend that time and schedule it out so you're not having to log in and do this. Because how many of us get busy each day and then we don't do our posting, which is online prospecting, right? That's what we're doing here, is we're trying to generate leads online. So we're trying to generate leads online. What happens with online leads, we don't have to call people, they start calling us. It doesn't happen it's kind of like postcard marketing. It doesn't happen usually in the first post, not in the second post, not in the third. It starts happening after we're posting consistently and regularly. Just like if we're consistently and regularly door knocking, just like if we're consistently and regularly mailing a postcard. It's the same kind of thing. The only difference is here we have the greater amount of exposure opportunity because of the number of people online that we can potentially reach. So I click done here. And let's say Felix wants to, Felix, I'm assuming you don't want a bunch of business in Victorville, I'm assuming?
I'll take it.
Okay, so we can go ahead and I can put 13230 country port, and that's in Victorville. Search. So the only reason I'm putting in the address of that property is because it's Felix's listing. If you were holding an open house or if it's your listing, you can put in the property address. If it's not your listing, if it's not an open house, always put in the city. Like if you want to be the #1 agent in Chino, then you would just put Chino here. If you want to be the #1 agent in Fontana, then put Fontana here. So you start indexing all of your posts in that particular neighborhood or community that you want to be the expert in. Okay? If it was an open house and you want people to go to the open house, then put in the property address so that they will come to your open house and that particular address gets indexed. What will start happening is when people Google your name, if we start dropping pins on all of our different listings or all of our different open houses, when they Google your name, all these little red pins show up on when they search for your name on the map associated with your name. So how great does that look that you have all these homes dropped with all, kind of shows what you're doing in your business when they're searching for you. It's just a little cheating tool kind of for you. Okay? And then after I'm done with this, I simply click publish. And Felix did his first blog post. From there, I can go to view blog. And this is what his blog now looks like. And then from here, I can share this to my Pinterest account. I can share it to my Facebook account. I can share it to my Twitter account. I can share it to another blog. However, if you share it to another blog from here, it's just going to be a link. It's not going to actually be the post. So it doesn't really look good, so I don't suggest it. And then also, if this is my client, I can email this to my client so that they know I'm doing everything to market their property and show them what we are doing online. Okay? Anybody have any questions on any of this? Have I lost all of you already?